Alright guys, welcome back. It's now just after 9 o'clock on New York time, October 18th. And just making a quick follow-up video to the one I did about 3 hours ago on the Australian dollar employment news. So let's just take a quick look where we finished. So on the headline, we came in at 19.8 thousand. The prior was revised down a little bit from 54.2 to 53. Again, this was the range they had given from about -10 to +64. So, you know, we came in, you know, in the lower third, but it was still positive and was still higher than expectation. The expectation was between about, you know, 11 and 15. So we did beat that. Full-time employment was certainly lower than last month, but it was positive. The prior was revised down slightly. Participation rate was basically unchanged, down 0.1, but I mean that's really, and that fell right in the middle of this minimum max, so that really wasn't an issue. And the unemployment rate actually ticked down slightly from 5.6 to 5.5, again right in the middle of the anticipated range and about where the analysts were expecting. So overall, it kind of came in about as expected. It wasn't any big fireworks. There was nothing really deviations outside of these norms, and so and I think that's kind of reflected in the charts here. So here I'm just going to look at the Euro Aussie and the Pound Aussie because these are the ones that I took. So this is my demo account, but I did get in about 10 minutes before the news came out right here at the top. I'm still in these. I do think that there's some more downside here if you look at this this chart around the 2 hour to maybe the maybe to the 4 to 6 hour chart. It looks like there's some more downside. Now if you draw a trend line here, we're definitely meeting some support at this trend line. You can see we've kind of hit this trend line and bounced off. And so that's pretty typical for the technical level traders. Get in here, and this is basically where they look to exit. They draw this trend line, and when it hits there, they all take profit, and then it becomes kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy to go back up. But I think ultimately though we'll break this trend line and continue down. Whether it happens on this news, I'm not sure. But here we are back around the 12-hour to the daily. Strong move down, corrected move up, so I do expect this will continue to the downside. And the Pound Aussie looks pretty similar. Here's the Pound Aussie. Let's go down a little bit here, and again, this is a little bit more rapid drop. Again, this is what we were looking at. This right here is when the news came out. Well, let's draw it over to this candle. This was the candle. Actually, I don't like that line on there. Anyways, so right here is where the news came out on this red candle. You can see it went down pretty aggressively, and it's kind of reached a little bit of support again. This one I'm not so sure how far it's going to go down. You see, we have a decreasing range as we go here on this down move, so I'm not sure. So I don't know how long I'll hold this one. I also got in at this one just before the news came out, so right about here. I'm still in it now, but we'll see. I'm not sure how long I'll hold it, but it was a good trade. And here is the Aussie yen was the other one I looked at, and again, this right before the news came out was correcting, and then we spiked up. And again, this might just continue to just climb. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens during the London session tomorrow. I don't think we'll probably do a heck of a lot more tonight. So it'll be curious to see what happens during London, whether they just reverse these trends or whether they decide to keep them going. But either way, pretty much worked out, as I said on my first video, that it would be positive for the Aussie. The question, of course, is going to just be, how positive is it? because again, the numbers, were not overly great. I mean, they were okay. They certainly were positive overall, but they weren't really outside of the expectations. So they're kind of lackluster as expected. So I'm not really sure how long these will continue in this respect. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be important to see tomorrow during the early London session if they continue. So, anyways, guys, so that is it. Quick video. I hope you were able to make some pips. If you're not already in these trades, I'd be cautious getting in, but of course, your decision. I don't make trading recommendations, but these trends very well might continue into tomorrow, so it might not be that bad. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if these numbers were, really beat expectations, and there's no doubt I'd be staying in these. But because they were just kind of, as expected, we'll just have to see how important the market thinks it is. There is some good underlying fundamentals on the Aussie. Besides that, commodity prices have been pretty good. So there are some underpinnings to the Aussie that may make it important or support the Aussie. So we'll see. So, anyways, guys, that's it. Hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you all soon.